Art and culture have been the soul of Scottsdale inhabitants since prehistoric times, when the archaic and Hohokam people created petroglyphs and pottery to capture the beauty of our natural environment. As Scottsdale has grown, so has its thirst for multifaceted arts and cultural experiences. Thanks to the Scottsdale Cultural Council and its predecessors, our stature as a world-renowned arts and cultural center thrives, with public-private partnerships as its foundation. Although artists have been making Scottsdale their home since its earliest days, our reputation as an arts center really blossomed at the end of World War II. The first group to organize art was the Arizona Craftsmen, when they opened their center at Brown and Main in 1946. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, residents and visitors alike enjoyed the ambience that artists, craftspeople, galleries, actors, musicians, and art schools created in the community. 16 years after its incorporation in 1951, the city of Scottsdale turned its attention to arts and cultural offerings in order to maintain their vitality and broaden their scope. In 1967, the Scottsdale City Council created the Fine Arts Commission and charged its appointed members with the responsibility of recommending policies for the visual and performing arts. The commission established criteria for soliciting and accepting public art, began to accumulate an awesome collection of paintings, sculpture, and other art forms from resident artists like Phil Curtis, Lou Davis, Philip Sanderson, Jesse Benton Evans, and Andy Sinigini. Largely through the efforts of Chairwoman Cax Herberger, the commission raised money and obtained a National Endowment for the Arts grant to commission sculpturist Louise Nevelson to create her monumental windows to the West sculpture for the then new Scottsdale Civic Center area in 1974. Members of the Fine Arts Commission, particularly Paul Holderman, also recommended that the city build a performing arts center. Although one consultant recommended it be located at McCormick Park, in the early 1970s, the city selected Scottsdale architect Benny Gonzalez to design the center adjacent to his award-winning Scottsdale City Hall and Civic Center Library. The Scottsdale Center for the Arts opened on October 23, 1975, during a gala weekend that featured entertainer Roger Miller, an art show in the Atrium Gallery, and a comedy production called The Great American Nut Show. The city owned the Scottsdale Center for the Arts and the Public Art Collection. However, the mayor and council recognized the benefits of involving a diverse group of art patrons in planning, programming, and fundraising. The nonprofit Scottsdale Arts Center Association, known as SACA, was created in 1974 to provide private support for the center. In 1978, the Men's League formed to provide long-range capital project support for the Center for the Arts. Through their collective efforts, the city and its three volunteer groups, the Fine Arts Commission, SACA, and the Men's League, produced an eclectic array of programs at the center and throughout the community. After the 10th anniversary of the Scottsdale Center for the Arts, the Scottsdale City Council began to look toward its future, at the types of art and entertainment residents desired, how best to work in an increasingly competitive environment, and how to maintain Scottsdale's leadership in the international arts and cultural arena. After 2 consultant studies and public input via a citizens' task force, the City Council adopted a cultural master plan that called for creation of a new nonprofit organization that would manage the Scottsdale Center for the Arts and the Fine Art Collection and serve as the cultural development and visionary group for the community. Building on the firm foundation established by its predecessors, the public-private partnership named the Scottsdale Cultural Council Incorporated in 1987 and hired Frank Jacobson as its president and CEO. Today, the Scottsdale Cultural Council is the largest nonprofit arts organization in Arizona with a budget of over $9 million. Simply stated, its function is to foster cultural activities for the greater Scottsdale area, which it does through the Scottsdale Center for the Arts, the Scottsdale Public Art Program, and the Scottsdale Museum of Contemporary Art. Its success is owed to the deep roots of support and participation in the arts that are a hallmark of this community. Cultural Council board members and 900 volunteers contribute thousands of hours a year working with staff on fundraising, programming, outreach, and education. Over 3,200 Valley companies, organizations, and individuals are generous with their private financial support of Cultural Council programs and facilities. Through the involvement of so many, Audiences and supporters alike gain a true sense of belonging and pride in Scottsdale's multifaceted arts and cultural offerings. The Scottsdale Center for the Arts hosts year-round productions ranging from classical to jazz to theater to film to community forums. It stages outdoor events on Civic Center Mall, such as the Scottsdale Arts Festival, Sunday affairs, and elements of Scottsdale's Cultural Quest program. The public art program has over 1,600 objects in its collection, ranging from Carol Broxma's Loop 101 freeway art to Robert Indiana's love sculpture to Marjorie Thomas' painting of Winfield Scott's mule. The Scottsdale Museum of Contemporary Art, which opened in 1999, hosts exhibits like James Turrell's Nightrise Skyscape and events like Schmoka's Nights that feature cutting-edge music, fashion, and art. The Cultural Council's newest gem is Theater 4301 at the Scottsdale Galleria Corporate Center, headlining Menopause, the musical. With an eye toward the future, the Cultural Council envisions 4 projects for downtown Scottsdale: a 350-seat facility in an innovative theater district, a museum of the American West, helping property owners reconceive their buildings as performance spaces, and renovating the 30-year-old Scottsdale Center for the Arts. They also plan for an 1,800-seat concert theater somewhere in Scottsdale. As the catalyst for arts and cultural opportunities in Scottsdale, the Cultural Council continually works with a wide range of public groups to bring events, exhibits, and programs that actively involve and appeal to audiences not only in Scottsdale, but throughout the region. Thanks to its strong public and private partnerships, the Scottsdale Cultural Council puts life into its vision statement: 360-degree arts. Create diverse arts experiences that engage the community every day.